There are two types of plagiarism. In the academic honest policy, our university states, intentional plagiarism is the deliberate act of representing the words, ideas, or data of another as one's own, without providing proper attribution to the author through quotation, reference, or footnote. Inadvertent plagiarism involves the inappropriate but non-deliberate use of another's words, ideas, or data without proper attribution. It is a form of academic misconduct for which an instructor can impose appropriate academic sanctions. Intentional plagiarism is knowingly stealing someone else's ideas and passing them off as your own. So if you use another source and purposely try to pass it off as your own idea, then that is intentional. Inadvertent plagiarism is accidentally stealing someone else's ideas. When writing a paper, you have to be careful about your use of sources. When you use information that you didn't come up with and that isn't common knowledge, you are plagiarizing unless you say where you got it. Any research that is not properly credited can result in plagiarism. People often underestimate the consequences of plagiarism. There are serious consequences that come with committing this crime. A consequence can be anywhere from a simple note to having a student expelled. If the case is serious enough, legal action can be taken as well. Sometimes students plagiarize if they procrastinate or if they are not confident. This is unfair to fellow students and original authors. If fellow students are working harder to prepare an original idea or work, it isn't fair that you steal an idea that isn't yours. Original authors have worked hard to come up with their ideas, and you shouldn't get credit for their hard work. Sources may be used in papers or projects, but the original source must be cited to avoid plagiarism. Knowing what to cite is the best way to avoid plagiarism, since the most common form is unintentional plagiarism. When using anything that is not original information, you can question if you need to cite it or not. So, you need to cite any direct quotation, paraphrase, graphic, or summary. Direct quotations are always cited along with paraphrase and any other information that you receive from the source. Giving credit where it is needed isn't limited to just direct quotations, phrases, and summaries. Anything that was taken from a different source needs to be cited. Other information includes, but is not limited to, graphics, pictures, music lyrics, and, well, anything taken from another source. Common knowledge, however, is not cited. Common knowledge would include any facts that are well known and easily found. Some example are facts that are found in several places, important historical events such as presidential elections and wars, and folklore and myths. These are considered common knowledge and do not need to be cited. The University System of Georgia says it well. Common knowledge is information that the majority of people either know or can find in a number of sources. Common knowledge is factual information that is beyond dispute. Take, for example, the day World War I started. Because this is a fact that cannot be disputed and it is easily found, it does not need to be cited. Or how about a statement about pollution's impact on the environment? Because this is a generally accepted fact, it does not need to be cited. According to plagiarism.org, most cases of plagiarism can be avoided by citing sources. Simply acknowledging that certain material has been borrowed and providing your audience with the information necessary to find that source is usually enough to prevent plagiarism. So, to avoid plagiarism, make sure that every quote, paraphrase, and summary has an identified source and credit. These in-text citations need to match the source in your bibliography. Also, do not forget quotation marks for direct quotations. Without them, you could forget it was a quote and not credit the original author. When paraphrasing or summarizing, always check the original source to make sure they are not the same. If you are unsure of if you need to cite something, cite it anyways to avoid complications and misunderstandings. The way you cite will depend on what style of citation you are using, such as MLA, APA, Chicago, etc. If a citation style isn't specified in your assignment, then identify the author and the source document as you introduce the quotation. An example might look like this. In his essay, The Pleasure of Eating, Wendell Berry argues that the specialization of production induces specialization of consumption. For more information, you may want to also review the lessons on the BYU-I Writing Center website entitled Integrating Quotations, Paraphrasing, Summarizing, and Quoting. In the end, plagiarism is dishonesty. Gordon B. Hinckley stated, "We believe in being honest. We cannot cheat. We cannot do anything of a dishonest nature. We make a pledge with ourselves to be scrupulously honest in all that we do. This is not always easy. In matters of honesty, there are no shortcuts, no little white lies or big black lies. There's only the simple, honest truth spoken in total candor. And I think there is nothing more honest than good, hard work. So using information correctly and citing sources is this good, hard work. And there's nothing more honest than that."